What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So it's time for the week rotation. Normally this comes out on Sunday, but I got the new bad boy Elixir in and wanted to do that first impressions, which is not in this rotation, just pointing out it's the previous video from this if you want to hear my first impressions. Banger alert, just throwing that out there for you. So we've got unintentionally 3 Parfums de Marly fragrances this week. We've got some new releases this week. Kind of a mixed bag because the weather was kind of a mixed bag and it was kind of all over the place, but all stuff the wife was a big fan of. I did get roughly a handful of random compliments throughout the week. It was a busy week. There was a lot of things going on, a lot of different places. I was out and about this week, and just an interesting rotation nonetheless. Week number 266 in the weekly rotation, so stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday was one of the cooler days that we had to work with. I didn't wear anything out the shower that evening, but one of the greatest creations Parfums de Marly's ever made, Layton. Yes, Layton. This is what I like to call one of them ones. So there's a lot of good Layton clones out there. I get asked about them all the time, and nobody ever likes my answer because they want me to tell them about this $30 clone they should buy. And I enjoy some clones. We got some of them in this rotation. I wear them week to week. So please don't misunderstand when I say this. Try this. Then instead of buying 3 or 4 Layton clones, trying to find the one you like the most, if you like Layton, save up and buy Layton. Get a 75 ml for like $130, $135 from discounters in that $130 to $150 range. This fragrance is worth it to me. I love that Vicks Vapor Rub mintiness at the top that some people don't like. I kind of like that. That cardamom spice, fruity apple, woods and vanilla, creamy sweet meets woody. I dig it. It's a little powdery. Wife's a big fan. I'm a big fan. Most people are big fans. Pretty good performer. High compliment factor type of stuff. I mean, again, one of them ones. Sometimes a clone's just not going to cut it. And some of you will immediately, you're already typing while I'm saying this to argue with me, and that's fine. Everybody. It's just my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying you're wrong. Just saying this is one of those ones. I just think it's best to get the original. In other instances, there are really good clones that work good enough. But for me, not with Layton. With Layton, it's so addictive. Go with Layton. So during the day, nothing out the shower on Sunday. Parfums de Marly Layton. Moving into Monday, brand new release from Rabanne. They did a good job here. A little bit of Invictus kind of meets Phantom, if you will. It is Phantom Elixir, their newest release. So this one actually changes greatly as it dries down. It starts off with that typical woody sweet smell of Phantom with this kind of bubblegum aquatic Invictus smell from their house with a little bit of the saltiness that you kind of get from Legend. Not as heavy on sea salt like Invictus Legend is a legendary salty aquatic, right? It's super salty. Not on the level of like a Mega Mare, but it's up there, right? So I get a little bit of that, like a fraction of that saltiness. So I was kind of surprised, like, oh, this kind of works. It's fresh, it's alluring, still woody. I kind of like where they're going here. And then it starts to change. It gets a little powdery. And this oud accord they have, it gives this dry wood smell from the start, but it starts to become a little smoky. It's a lightly smoked synthetic oud accord that's a dry wood smoky smell. Nothing medicinal. More pencil shaving, if anything, but not a lot of it. But no funk here, nothing animalic. It's actually really good. Really good. They did a great job here. I strongly encourage you sample it. I bought it from Rabanne's website the day that it released. I just grabbed a 50 ml. I didn't feel the need to grab 100 ml. Most of the 3 of the 4 that I have in this line are 50 ml bottles. Usually I'll go the route of whatever keeps uniformity with the majority of the bottles I have in the line. With Bad Boy Elixir, I grabbed the 100 ml because like almost all of them are 100 mls in my collection. So for the shelf's sake, uniformity, right? Basically why I went with 50 ml here. Look, I got so many fragrances, I don't need big bottles. I really need 100 ml Bad Boy Elixir. 50 ml is usually the way to go. When this hits the stores, I don't know if it is already, but when it hits the stores, get out and try this, especially if you like previous iterations. If you like the Intense or the Parfum might be your favorite. This is my personal favorite, but you won't know if it's going to be your favorite if you don't try it during the day. Actually surprised. They did a really good job here. Phantom Elixir from Rabanne. And then when I got the shower, it's kind of becoming my favorite coconut fragrance. And I say that because Virgin Island Water, I think, is the greatest coconut fragrance ever made, but I wear this way more. Paris Corner's Ministry of Gourmand Coconut Lagoon. Medley of citruses. Sugary sweet coconut. The vanilla just adds the sugary sweet smell. It's just really freaking good. Heavy, really nice bottle. Beautiful atomizer. Oh, it's so good. It's kind of like a cross between like a little bit of LeBeau because of the citrus, even though there's more variety of citrus here. With, you know, there's sugar and coconut in Virgin Island Water, but it doesn't have the booziness and the florals and stuff. So like elements of a lot of different things that you could tie it to. So again, I don't know if it's supposed to be clone or anything. I would assume it is, being Paris Corner, but regardless, this is amazing, and they keep having sales at Aroma Concepts where it's like $30. I don't know if it's currently on sale for $30, but several weeks over the last 2 months, 2.5 months, it was $30. Yeah, this is phenomenal. Average to slightly above average performance, 6-7 hour range and longevity. You get a little nose fatigue, at least I do, but man, so freaking good. When the warm weather rolls around, you won't just see it as an out the shower scent. It'll be a daytime scent for me. Paris Corner's Ministry of Gourmand Coconut Lagoon. Moving into Tuesday, here's a cologne I've been vibing with a lot. I wore it during the day and out the shower this time. The last several times I wore it was just out the shower. I need to get around to doing a full review, but I've talked about it in pretty much every weekly rotation for like the last month, so I don't know if I really need to. I kind of give you what I think here in these videos. Maison Alhambra, Philos Messenger, a clone of Suspiro Vibrato, and a great one. The wife can't stop sniffing me when I wear this one. This is so good. They nail it. This is a better buy than Tarathi Blue, Tigar clone, because Vibrato, Tigar, same family. This is a fruitier fragrance. Vibrato is more fruity, whereas Tigar is all about grapefruit, but it's pretty similar. It's on the musky side, super, super fresh, tropical, fruity, citric. So easy to like. A little bit of gingery spice. Man, it's good. Get some nose fatigue to this one for sure. It's on the synthetic side when you compare it directly to Vibrato, which I believe is right here. Aha. And my 5 ml of Vibrato. If I can get it to focus. If I put the bottle up, it'll help. Boom. Yeah, so got my 5 ml that's mostly, you know, about 4 ml of Vibrato. It's pretty damn close in profile. In quality, no. No. If you want the real experience, Vibrato. You're going to spend a lot more. But if you're okay with pretty much the same profile, not the quality, like close enough, almost Vibrato, as I like to call them, almost this, almost that. This is almost Vibrato. If you're cool with that, it's a good one. I would recommend it. I've been wearing the hell out of it. I wear it pretty much every week during the day and out the shower. Philos Messenger from Maison Alhambra. Moving into Wednesday, we got our second PDM fragrance of the week. Another personal favorite of the wife and myself as well, but more so my wife. We've got Parfums de Marly Percival, one of the most complimented, highly complimented fragrances a man can wear, in my opinion. It's not just me. A lot of you watching this video right now that have this fragrance know what the hell I'm talking about. This stuff is just magic. It will beat your nose down into submission and fatigue it pretty quick. For most people, I'm sure it's pretty quick. 3-4 sprays. I actually ended up doing 5. It wore my nose down, but the wife kept telling me how good I smelled because we had a lot of stuff we were out and about doing. I wanted some strength. When I'm going to be gone for a while, let me get the strength, right? It was a milder day. It was like mid-60 degree range. It wasn't really all that cold, but it wasn't hot at all. Great day for something like this. A semi-casual outfit. We had a lot of business to take care of. I just smelled good everywhere I went. Musky, woodsy, fresh and spicy, a little fruity. Super synthetic, but there's levels to the synthetics, guys. This is upper tier for these aroma molecules. Still smells chemically synthetic, but it is of a higher grade. They do perform really well. And I don't know, it just smells like a more expensive fragrance when you compare it to a Fierce, a Mont Blanc Legend, and stuff like that. It just smells more expensive because it is more expensive. It should smell more expensive, even though it's a synthetic fragrance. So, Big fan. Been a little bit since I wore it. Been talking about it. Wanted to wear it. Wife was happy I wore it. And maybe I'm reminding you need to wear your bottle. During the day, nothing out the shower. Percival. Moving into Thursday, I got to tell you, this is probably going to be the word compliment somewhere in this rotation. Because I got 2 compliments from other than my wife when we were out. And we had a lot going on this day too. So I went with Performance again. It was a little bit cooler. I went with Club de Nuit Intense Man, limited edition Parfum. My absolute favorite. Those of you wondering what's that, I'm watching a Charlotte Flair documentary. Charlotte Flair. Waiting for the Queen to return. Should be at the Rumble. The Rumble is right around the corner. So I mainly watch wrestling stuff. What can I say? It's WWE Legends. A&E biography. Somebody be like, oh, is the blonde chick? Yeah, Charlotte Flair. I'm watching the documentary. Oh my. Okay. Smoother lemon than the EDT, which brought this to fame in the first place with all that smoky magic and musk and woods and just... It's still my favorite affordable Aventus inspiration. It's more of an inspiration than a clone, I find. It can be classed as a clone, but it's got some twist to it. It's not one-to-one. It's not the same profile. That lemon, big, big, big indicator. But man, is this so freaking good. And it still smells cheap. Not as cheap as the EDT. It still smells cheap, but out in the air, this stuff's amazing. Super, super smoky. Wife's a fan. I'm a fan. We got 2 I got 2 compliments that day. Counting the wife was 3. And yeah, it never fails. This stuff works like gangbusters. Compliments matter to you for the money. Look, smelling up close, it's going to smell cheap. Out in the air, it takes hold. That's where the magic wand waves around people and says, you're going to tell him he smells good. You're going to tell him he smells good. It's basically what this is. During the day, Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum. And then when I got out the shower, I just did my Paris Corner Mango Fragrances video the next day. I wore this the night before is what it was. The next morning I filmed it because I wanted to refresh my nose on Mango Jugoso, which somebody corrected me in the comments. And some people get so sensitive. I had a burner profile that was created 15 hours prior because, you know, that's the kind of shit men do. And said, called me rude because I was picking with the guy because he said it's pronounced Jugoso and he hyphenated across the way. I said it's actually pronounced I could care less so with a laughing emoji. Just picking and playing. Never stop taking life so seriously, guys. If you follow me, you should know I like to pick with people and joke around. And if you find it to be a bit much and it offends you, wow, you're a sensitive bitch. Stop watching my videos. People aren't going to like that I said that, but I tell you what I'm really thinking, right? So with this one, it's a close second. If you haven't seen that video, spoiler alert, it's a close second among the 3, narrowly beating it out. It's got a tart, fruity smell with this riper type of mango smell, more like the peel of the mango than just slices of mango. So juicy, almost syrupy, like the juice. Like imagine a jar of preserved mango slices, like that syrupy, thicker juice that it's preserved in. That smell, really. Plus the ripe, rind of the mango, the peel, plus the juice. I know I'm kind of all over the place with it, but I get all of that from this. It's actually really good. Both the fragrances in this Ministry of Gourmand line are absolutely fantastic. Out the shower, Paris Corner's Ministry of Gourmand Mango Jugoso. Moving into Friday, for as difficult as it is to not call Thursday the best smelling day of the week for the 1-2 combo, Friday was it. It was a citrus-based day. Strong citrus fragrances. Oh my. Our third Parfums de Marly fragrance of the week. Just recently acquired a bottle of Perseus. Finally got around to getting it. I ran out of my decant quite a while back. I knew eventually I'd get it. The prices have gotten good. I think I paid like $166 for this 4.2 ounce. It was like $20 less or so, $25 less for a 75. And because it's a freshie, I said, what the hell, I'll get the bigger bottle. I tend to spray a bit more with the fresher stuff, so. Rindy citrus instead of fruit this time around, but bright, mouth-watering, earthy, woody, a bit musky, a little touch of spice. I get a little hint of it hiding around there, but so fresh. Citrus, woody fragrance. So good. In the vein of your Terre d'Hermès line. Not so much orange, more grapefruit, lemon kind of stuff. So good. So good. They're fresher stuff. Like these are 3 of the better smelling, easier to wear Parfums de Marly fragrances. You throw Sedley and Greenlee in here and you got their 5 easiest to wear fragrances. All highly complimented, versatile fragrances. I say Layton's probably the least versatile, but the best of the bunch, you know. Percival, highly versatile, highly complimented. Bright Citrus, highly versatile, highly complimented. Greenlee and Sedley, I mean, that's what a great combination to have, you know. All-day versatility, year-round versatility with Sedley, and then Greenlee springtime in a bottle. Green apple, woods, fresh greens, all that. I could go on and on. Parfums de Marly's got some good shit. They just do. And they're not crazy priced from discounters most of the time. They're like lower 100s to upper 100s depending on bottle size and depending on where you find them. Sometimes they're way over 200. Don't buy the stuff over 200. Like you'll see some of the YouTube affiliates, like FragranceNet might have it over 200. Just search for the 37% off code from Retail Me Not if you're going to use the YouTube affiliate. Because I'll probably find some of these through FragranceNet, but you could still get 37% off on top of that. It's GPGC7 or something like. Just in Google search, type in retail or go to retailmenot.com. FragranceNet coupon codes. They have a 37% off code. You can use that with the YouTube affiliate stuff too. Ease of access. You can still use the code. For those of you that do know the code, you can still do it through that. But I'm neither here nor there. It's on the mind. It's coming out the mouth, right? So if you haven't tried this yet, you really should. It might be a pass for you. It does do a similar job to something like a Terre d'Hermès Eau Givrée or Terre d'Hermès Parfum, stuff like that. But I think it does it a little bit better than them, honestly. I know that was rough to say for me because I'm a big fan of both of those. I do have both of those, but there's redundancy here. But when you like something, you like something, right? During the day, Parfums de Marly, Percival, and when I got out the shower, it was time for a shave. It's only shave once, twice a week, depending on how it shakes out the spread. Okay, so I grabbed the shaving set and ended up using the lotion because when you use this lotion, you don't need to spray the fragrance. It's so freaking strong. Out the shower, I went with Zaharoff Signature Citrine Shave Set. This is the aftershave splash and the grooming balm as it's called, but it's actually a lotion. This is my favorite Zaharoff. He had Claude bring out the heart notes of the fragrance for when he made these ancillary products, the shower gel and the grooming balm. And I've put quite the dent. See how deep the level is? See how far down it is? I have put quite the dent in this. Yeah, you get that sweet orange and clementine, but boy, you get all that fresh green. Like a petitgrain smell, and a lot of it, a fresh green, woody nuance. And this stuff is strong. This stuff screams off the skin. Great skin feel, because I shave more than just my neck and my head and face, you know what I mean? This stuff goes traps, neck, shoulders, pecs, I dab the middle finger, it does one whole side. Dab the middle finger, it does the whole other side. It spreads. That's how much I use it. I just use that little bit each time. And I put that big of a dent in this. The link down below to Zaharoff, the 10% off works on all the products on the site. If you're a Citrine fan, you need to own this. I normally don't tell you need to buy this, but if you're a fan of Citrine, you need to buy this. They got it in Black Rose too, if you're you Black Rose fans. But this is my favorite Zaharoff product. I can't stress it enough. So out the shower, had a good shave with Citrine. And finally on Saturday, what a great 1-2 combo. Very spring forward, because it was like the high was like 68, 69 degrees, almost 70 degrees. I was smelling very classical, my boy. For those of you that didn't see that video that I did this week. The newest from Authenticity Perfumes, Cedar Pine. See that green color juice? It's a juicy lime apple combo, more lime than apple. Fresh greens, fir balsam, cypress. Thick woody smell as it dries down. I didn't mean to say thick, hefty dose of woods, like this cedar smell that isn't that like cheap sharp cedar. Smells like a good Virginia cedar note. This is so good. Really strong too. Great citrus aromatic. Citrus woody aromatic is the way I would class this one. This is one of his better releases. It's easily in the top 5. I believe it ranks at number 3 or number 4 when I broke it down the other day in the live stream First Impressions from the house. I actually like it more than his barbershop fragrance, which was at one point my favorite and then my number 2 for many years from the house. This is that good. It's definitely worth checking out. Sunny continues to put out really good stuff, really affordable, $44. I don't know if the 20% off code is still going. I'll put the 10% off code in the description if you want to check any of his stuff out. The website will tell you if it's still active. The code 20 off will save you 20%. Even cheaper. You can save $8, $8.25 or something like that, I think, is what you would save off of $44.50. So you're paying high 20s, you know, the low 30s, I'm sorry. Low 30s for one of these. And I mean, he's got quite the set of bangers in the house. Not everything's a superstar, but a lot of his stuff is like really, most of his, like, there, I would say a third of his fragrances are like really, really good. Then there's some pretty good stuff, and there's some, they're okay. You know, there's a few that are, they're okay. They're solid. Depends on your taste. Then there's the, most people are going to like this. Then there's like, all right, these are the bangers. And this I would put in the banger category. So good. And then we're out the shower. Mount Rushmore for me, because it's a nostalgic thing. It's the first fragrance I ever asked my parents for. It was, I can never remember if it was 5th or 6th grade, but it was in Tommy Hilfiger's Rise to Prominence. Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. Fresh citrus, bitter green. Just clean and musky, woodsy, a little powdery. 90s in a bottle. A true classic. I've had like 7 bottles of this over the years. I opened this 50 ml not that long ago. It's just so freaking good. Weak performer, though. That's the downside. Weak performance. It's like a 3-4 hour fragrance. It really is. It's not just olfactory fatigue. It's just that weak. It's a cologne spray. It says it's an eau de toilette, but it's a weak ass eau de toilette. It's like maybe an 8% eau de toilette. That's like the lowest end of it. It's not quite an eau de cologne, like a 5% or something like that, but I don't know the exact concentration, but it's on the low end of eau de toilette. It's got to be. But with that said, if you want the ultimate experience, you can spend around $70 and get Montal's Fougères Marine. Very similar to this. It's a freshwater oak moss fragrance that has almost the same smell, just higher quality to this, and it's like a 10-hour fragrance. It's Montal's Performance. Anybody that likes this needs to own Fougères Marine, but for the nostalgia's sake, and it's because it's cheap, everybody that likes Tommy should always have a bottle of Tommy. $20-ish for 100 ml. Everybody should have a bottle of Tommy that's a 90s kid that just has all the feels for Tommy Hilfiger in its heyday. Tommy Hilfiger's still prominent, but not like it was in the mid to late 90s, right? Tommy jeans. That was my whole freaking wardrobe, was Tommy jeans. That's what I wore. So, out the shower, Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. Well, that was this week's rotation. A highly complimented week. More than most, the word compliment is going to be somewhere in the title. It just will be. The weeks that I throw that in the weekly rotations title is because that's a week I happen to get more than 2 compliments throughout the week. I had every bit of 6 or 7, roughly. At least a 5, I think, was undershooting it. It's more like 6 or 7. 5 to 7. I don't remember exact count. I'd have to sit here and think for a minute through every situation. But 5 to 7, roughly. Now, this is not counting the wife, because we were out for a lot. I was gone most days, every day. Not counting just being at the gym. It was a long week. It was a productive week in many ways. So thank you guys for watching. I sure appreciate it. Like I said, I have links down below if you want to check anything out. You don't have to buy nothing if you don't want to. I'm just glad you watched the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you leave one more time. Got to get that across. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one.